Good morning. You're listening to FortAlley.net, and I'm Kemp Parr. I'm in Denver at the CCA Global Winter Convention, and I'm with Theresa Fisher, the Senior Vice President of Visual Merchandising and Branding. Theresa, how you doing?
Very good. How about yourself?
Good. How many years have you been at Carpet One?
I am coming up on 25 years with Carpet One and CCA Global Partners.
Theresa, before you joined Carpet One, what was your background in fashion?
I actually was an art student, graduate who went to go work at Ralph Lauren, and I think that Ralph Lauren just set the bar for retailing in our country, really, and actually globally. I was with Ralph for about 13, 14 years, and then I was very fortunate that Larry Nagel found me and recruited me for CCA Global Partners.
You've always been focused on what it looks like in store. I mean, if you just run through some history real quick, the Select-A-Floor program, which was a program that you rolled out, everybody loved it, and I think you rolled that out in 2000, and then fast forward, Retail 2.0 replaced that. You rolled it out a couple of years ago. Talk about the success of that.
I sure will. So with Retail 2.0, we did a lot of consumer research before we upset the apple cart, if you will, at Select-A-Floor. And what we found was that consumers found the shopping process to be very, very confusing. They found the warranty systems to be complicated. They were not that interested in learning more about performance. They really wanted to shop on style. And the average customer was going into 3 to 4 stores and spending over 3 months to get through the process. So by the time they even finally chose a product, they were so frustrated with the entire process. So what we did was we threw out everything. We started from the ground up. Retail 2.0 is meant to simplify the experience. It's based on fashion and color. We arrange our hard surface displays just by color bands, light to dark, and then this sort of ombre effect in each column. Soft surfaces arranged by surface type and then patterns within there. And we took out anything that we could think of that might be a speed bump that could create some sort of confusion or hesitation on the customer's part.
Like, for instance, in the hard surface area, you don't merchandise it by laminate and hardwood and LVT. I mean, it's just by look. So the consumer goes up and picks a look they like, and then that's where the salesperson kicks in and talks a little bit about the features of that product, right?
That's exactly right, because what was happening was people would walk into a store, and I actually saw this when I was setting up one of the stores. They'd walk in, they say, I want hardwood. So someone says, I want hardwood in my kitchen. And then they start looking at the hardwood displays, but maybe hardwood's not the best choice for their kitchen. So by putting all the wood looks together, they find the look that they love, and then we can figure out, okay, well, where are you putting that, and is that the best performance factor for you? And how about this? It looks just like the one you like, but it's better for the end use that you're looking for. And people have responded really, really well to it.
You know, Mannington has this Adura concept where you pick a look and then you pick the construction type. It's very similar to that. One of the things that came out in this meeting, I've been here for this is my second day, is the consumer is still confused. I mean, you've done some great research and you're finding out that a big percentage of the people who want to buy flooring get confused and then they don't buy flooring. So merchandising, and you're a real talent at this. I mean, this is a fashion business and people need to be wowed by what they see on the website at home and then what they see in store. And you're continuing to augment what's going on in store. And I just looked at a program and I want to focus on that just a minute. You continue to enhance 2.0. You've taken the carpet samples, for example, and they're not on cards anymore. They look like they're floating in the rack because, you know, you've taken the cards away. Cards are a piece of display that the consumer doesn't want to see. And now you've got this program that you're working with Roomvo on, and where the consumer can work at home and pick some favorites and then come in the store and punch in a code to show the store what they've been working on at home and see on a 98-inch screen what's going on. It's almost like turning it into an Apple store, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and in some ways that is our goal. We have consumers that come into our stores now that say that they feel like they're in an Apple store, they feel like they're in a Sephora, and that's what I want to hear from them because they know how to shop at Apple and they know how to shop at Sephora, and I want them to have that same comfort level when they come into our stores. And the work that we're doing with Roomvo, we're very excited about because, you know, right now we're focusing on tile, but it's not going to stop at tile. You know, tile is a pretty complicated product to show and to merchandise. It's heavy, it breaks easily, it's expensive to bring it into your store, it's expensive to move, and it's just so much of it. It's like a massive, massive universe of product. So we're looking at the way people buy cars, right? You used to have to go into the showroom. You'd have to look at the metal color chips, for your finish. You'd have to look at the fabric or the leather colors for the inside. You'd choose. Now you build your whole car online. You don't even have to go to the dealership at all. It's probably mostly baby boomers that go to the dealership just to put down the credit card, but I'm sure millennials do everything online. You can buy the most expensive jewelry from Tiffany's online. So we think that the consumer is ready to start taking a big part of that journey for flooring online. And what we're doing is we're working with Roomvo. We're creating a whole system where a customer can draw her inspiration or his inspiration from anywhere. So it could be from Pinterest. It could be that they went on a trip and they saw some stuff that they really liked. They take pictures of that. They bring it into our space. And then we will use AI to map what they saw that they loved to what we have that will match up with that look and feel. They'll be able to do visualization. They can either use our rooms and we can show them, here's one of our kitchens, here's the product you like, here's how it looks. Or we can upload their room, and again, using AI to restyle their room with these different product choices that they were finding. I actually think the consumer's going to react to it really, really well.
So let's back up. Something that the listener may not know is that you rolled out carpet, the whole 2.0 program, and then the hard surface, that whole program. But now you're doing tile, and based on the fact that tile has so many pieces, not only is it crazy the number of people that are in the business and the different looks that are out there, but you've also got the bullnose and all the different applications. So you're able to take the look that you're looking for, and the store doesn't have to carry all these products, right?
That's the best part of this. The store is going to have an infinite catalog of product, but they're not going to have to, for lack of a better word, clutter up their showroom trying to show every single option. But we're also working with a sample maker that's going to be able to get samples, physical samples to the customer within a day or two. So to me, you still are going to need a tactile piece to close the sale, but you can create this entire environment for the customer. It's a really elevated experience. They'll still be excited about what they saw in the store by the time the samples arrive at the doorstep. Like when you talk about people taking 3 months to make a decision, this is going to happen for them in a week.
So you've got a system in place to get samples to the consumer after they've picked their look. If they don't have the product in the store, they can get it at home in a few days, right?
They can get samples within a few days. While the customer's building their mood board before they even go into one of our showrooms, they can order samples. And then when they get to the showroom, if there's stuff that they're finding that, we don't have that physical sample here, we can get that sample to them within a day or two.
All right, Theresa, thanks so much for spending time with us and telling us about this enhancement with Retail 2.0. Again, been talking to Theresa Fisher, the Senior Vice President of Visual Merchandising and Branding with CCA Global, and you've been listening to Kempar and FloatAlley.net.